the news we crave. Under neon lights we take a stand. Knights and wizards across the land.
Okay, we're playing around with the stream of Re today. It is Monday. It is the 15th day of October 2025. It is about 8:12 in the morning, 63 degrees here at Site B, located in the mythical town of Fresno, Nevada. It is your favorite DJ, the OGGM, joined as always by Steve the Cat, bringing you all the tabletop role-playing game Freebies, sales, and charity bundles for the week. A whole bunch of PDF freebies, including one that I might pick up myself, which is interesting. And because it is the spooky season, this broadcast is now with pumpkin spice. I'm doing this live because apparently I need to do more live streams. I don't know why, but I've been told I need to. Whatever. Let's see if we can get this to work. All right. Here we go. All right. Freebies, sales, and charity bundles. Thank you, as always, EN World, for allowing us to use these links. And speaking of links, if you're feeling generous with the holidays coming up and you want to support the OGGM's adventures, there's a lot of links that are going to be included in this that you can click to support me, including just tossing a coin to your Witcher via the Ko-Fi, or checking out the Patreon. Or if you want something a little bit more tangible for your hard-earned Seth bucks, you could click the link down below to get yourself a set of Only Crits dice, the only dice in the multiverse approved by Steve the Cat. And of course, the best way of always to support me and to get yourself something a little awesome is to click the links to drive-thru down below and pick yourself up a copy of my latest creations. All right, enough about me. How are you? Freebies this week. We've got Crucible 7 has a free expansion for their Warhammer 40k replay Imperium Malediction starter set. Oh my God, that's a lot of words. It's called Halkarin's Cache. It's a 14-page source book. Gives you new tools to track your game, including a patron sheet, psychic power sheets, new character rewards, new patron rewards, and a new location in Rokarth to explore. I guess that's this thing. I don't know what's going on, but there's a lot of nonsense in this picture, and they're very upset about something. So upset so that somebody's skull literally ripped itself out of their head. Every Star Trek fan knows of the Drumhead trial episode. Every Star Trek show has at least one and multiple ones where members of the crew must act as lawyers for a courtroom drama. Modifius wants to bring those classic episodes to your game table with Star Trek Adventure 2nd Edition Briefs 202, Judge Advocate's General Office. Learn all about the Starfleet's JAG and get several one-page mission briefs for quick side story for your game, or create a full legal drama campaign in space. Pauline Altman brings us a new take on the classic trope with a Daggerheart adventure called The Great Train Robbery. A fantasy western set in a world of Mekharam puts the players through a heist on a flying train. Can you use the name Great Train Robbery? Is that public domain? I'm not sure. I'd change the name. For Shadowdark fans, we have Kazia, the Darkling Waste. It's a hex crawl. Sword and Sandal meets Samurai with an 11 by 17 hex to explore, along with new magic items and a bestiary of 19 unique foams. So I guess it's a vaguely Asian-inspired samurai. Got another new Domain of Dread meets Magic Kingdom crossover from Thomas and Rachel. This one's called The Brave Highlands, with a Ravenloft spin inspired by the Pixar film Brave. Getting a little obscure there with that one, with Brave, right? It was the one about the girl who was, I guess, an archer-ish character, and her siblings and her mom got turned into bears. Simon Young has a third-level adventure that is a lore-centric tale of lost love, revenge, and innocent misfortune. It's called The Hound of Endervilles. It works as a standalone adventure or combine it with other C33 series for a full campaign. Over at Storytellers Guild, Keladon Kelly, Khaldoun, first word, Khelil, second word. I apologize if I'm messing up your name there, my friend. It's an expansion for Vampire the Masquerade about the insatiable dream. Get more option for the Ravnos kindred and a new predator type. New chemistry of 5th Skew 8 powers, updated on Bane, not the character from Batman, and compulsions. Lightning round. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 brand new options, most of them for 5e or 5e adjacent. If you want to check out any of these freebies, you can just go to DriveThru, use my link down below, and pick these up. Bundle sales this week. The DM's Guild has a solo D&D adventure bundle sale available with over 200 adventures in 2 boxes for solo play. 40% off, if that's your kind of thing. That's this thingy right here. It is the final days of Savage September on DriveThru. We can get discounts on pretty much anything ever made for Savage Worlds, including Deadlands and Rifts for Savage Worlds, where a lot of people have said the Savage Worlds version of Rifts is better than the actual Rifts. It's 40% off. Charity bundles this week. We've got the Never Pick Up Your Duck in a Dungeon or else it might get stuck in your head. 13th year going for the charity bike ride wearing a duck on his head. So this is every year, Mr. Kovacs, the artist for Munchkin and other famous things, does this bike ride in his area of the world where he rides around on a bike and he has a duck on his head. I think there's a picture. No, not a very good picture. Yeah, it's a picture of him, but you can't see the duck. That's kind of sad. But anyways, yeah, it's a great charity thing. He does donations, and if you do donate, you get like a digital Munchkin cards if you're a fan of Dungeon. It's all parts of the bikes on Barnes charity things he does. It starts on the September 25th and goes for, I don't know how long he does it, but yeah, it's a really cool thing. And you have a chance to get original art and original thingies from Munchkin and stuff like that. So that's a cool one. If you have a 3D printer and want something fun, 4P Press has the Pride on Parade ducks in STL files using rubber ducky style design. This model comes with a flat and rounded bottom, ready to print with your favorite fried colors. So these are rubber ducks, I think. Again, let's see what the picture. Is it just me or the description's getting more complicated, but telling us actually less of what it is? Do you have a picture? Oh yeah, it is. It's 3D printed ducks that just happen to come in different colors that could be considered on the pride flag. It's basically an excuse to make 3D printed ducks. Pay what you want. Funds goes to charities supporting trans, non-binary, and gender diverse children. Don't get me started on that one. Necromancer Games and froggod Games released the Swords and Wizardry RPG Mega Bundle. This is the one I was talking about. 4 tiers of titles for the OSR. The first tiers get you 8 adventures and 3 reference decks. The second tier adds 19 more titles, and the third tier brings the total up to 62 titles. Top tier gets you a physical copy of Treasure Hunt for the 11th through 15th level characters. Razor Coast, Heart of the Razor, shipping and tariffs not included. For $38, you can get all that, including the physical copy of Razor Coast, Heart of the Razor. If you don't want that, it's $18 for everything in the bundle. If you're a fan of the world of Necromancer games like I am, this bundle is pretty awesome. We'll take a separate look at that one in a different video. Because, you know, we also have the Pathfinder Premier Bundle from our friends at Paizo. This includes everything for the current incarnation of Pathfinder with the Lost Worlds storyline and the beginner's box, Monster Manual, Adventures, basic Lost Omens, everything. If you're interested in Pathfinder 2 Core, it's $30. For $45, they'll throw in a physical copy of a sketchbook with the alternate cover of the Monster book. If you don't want that, it's $30, gets you all the PDFs in this collection, and it goes to the user-defined charity of your choice. Dungeon Masters Guild is running a Humble Bumble. Top content from the D&D the top content from the D&D community bundle. Hey, do you guys know I have a degree in communication and was once once a radio DJ? I know it's hard to tell with the way I fumble my way through the English language, but it's true. The top content from D&D community bundle. This is $25. It goes to the Extra Life charity, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff for 5e, quasi-official, some of them linking to previously released thing. Like we've got a sequel to Mordekainen's book. We've got a sequel to Volo's book, a bunch of other ones. If you're looking for stuff to flesh out your 5th edition, 2024, 2014, whatever, I don't even know anymore. It's backwards compatible. No, it's not. There you go. PDFs for new D&D stuff. Reference bundle, tabletop for RPGs. We've got tabletop RPG world building and folklore bundle. This one includes nonfiction research about real world folklore. I love me some nonfiction research, including Greek, Norse, Celtic, and Japanese mythology, world building, character backstory, random encounters, gameplay, game mastering, trivia, $18, and it goes to support libraries. That's always a good thing. We've got another 3D printer bundle. This one is called Masterforge Fantasy 3D printable model bundles. The models come in 3 tiers with a base level including terrain, monsters, and animals, all the way up to the top tier for $25, which has 53 bundles of multiple tiles for your 3D printer, including building, science fantasy. Don't know what that means. I mean, how do I tell if it's different science fantasy and normal fantasy? It's just, it's an orc, right? I mean, minis, mounts, vehicles, and more, including an entire fighting pit. Wow. How much 3D printer goo is that going to take to print out? $25 is the top tier that goes to support local children charities. As always, when downloading something like this, where multiple electronic devices are involved, I would recommend that before you open any files, you double check for viruses, malware, and other sinister technomonologies. Chaosium and VTT Alchemy, one of the more obscure VTTs. It's got the Call of Cthulhu Keepers Collection. So this is a whole bunch of stuff from Call of Cthulhu that's always been converted to the Alchemy VTT. This is $18 and continues a whole bunch of Call of Cthulhu stuff converted to VTT. Again, when messing around with this kind of thing, please, before you upload and install anything like this, check it for viruses, malware, and other sinister thingies. And that's it for this week. The standouts for me this week is, of course, the froggod games, the wizardry bundle. We'll do a separate video about that. The Mr. Kovacs riding around on a bike with a duck on his head, always a good charity to check out if you're feeling generous. The Savage Worlds bundle, all the Savage Worlds titles marked down 40%. That's a cool one. And the one that Pauline Altman, I would check the legality of using the Great Train Robbery, since it is so specifically linked to a very specific movie and a thing that actually happened, but most people associate it with the movie. And that's it for today. If I mentioned any titles that you think are worth your time, let me know if you're going to pick any of these up. If you're not going to pick any of these up, but you still appreciate all the hard work I do to keep you guys entertained every week, you know what you can do. You can hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe, support the OGGM adventures with the various methods that we try. Again, we're messing around with Restream today because I was told to try this one and to do more live streams. I do not, in fact, know if this is live. I could have just wasted 20 minutes of your time. But at least with the broadcasts came complete with pumpkin spice. I'll talk to y'all later. Stay safe out there.
Monsters lurking in the night. Who's ready for the fight? Dice are clattering on the wood. Storylines misunderstood. Get the